a trip. I know. We're just eating. Yeah.
No worries. Lovely to meet you both.
Thank you.
Hey, look at you, Clark.
I am the clumsy hostess.
Well, this is so surreal. How funny. I'm like, hello. Is everyone doing good?
Yeah.
Good. I'm happy to be here. Well, you managed to surprise a psychic, so good job.
Okay, so, I haven't seen you in a while, and so I just thought, well, these are important people in my life. You're a very important person in my life, and I just thought, let's bring everybody together. And I wanted to see if you would surprise them.
Yes, I'm surprised.
If you did a reading for on them, that would be
absolutely.
We have talked about this.
She's asked.
I mean, we are huge fans, but we have talked about this for years, right?
And I thought one day, and I thought, you know what? Let's do it now. Let's go for it. Let's just do something different, right?
Yeah. I'm excited.
I never thought that I would get this experience. I know. For real. Wow.
As far as this goes, have you ever had a reading before or anything like that?
No.
Okay, cool. Have you ever gotten one?
A little bit.
Okay.
So the way that I found out about his ability was in my math class. Tyler's sitting at the back. He's sitting on one of the back chairs, just quiet. And I'm just like, okay, figure him out. That one kid, you're like, I'll get it figured out.
Yep.
And then my mother-in-law got very sick, and she was in the hospital. And then my daughter, Kiki, called me and she said, Mom, you need to send Joshua and Della down. So I sent the kids that night, so they drove down. And so they're all at the hospital. And so she passed, and Kiki called me that morning, and she's like, Mom, she's gone. And she goes, it was crazy because watching her, she didn't look good. And then after she passed, she said, Mom, I swear to God, it looked like she could get up and run. Like she just looked different. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to work. So I went to work and I walk into class and I'm trying to teach. And finally the bell rings and all the kids are leaving. Tyler's still sitting at his desk, And he goes, Miss Camp, can I talk to you? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, what do you need to talk to me about? He goes, I don't know how you're going to take this, but I have a message for you. I was like, and I said, yes. And he said, well, Lorraine wanted me to tell you that it's okay to cry. And I looked at him and I just lost it, started crying. And he goes, she wants you to know it's okay to cry, and that she wants to thank you for sending the kids to her house.
Wow.
Because she feels much better and she feels like she can run. And I looked at him and I was like,
oh, wow.
And I just, that was like huge. Like, it's what I needed to hear that day. And you're like, I could see that your aura was different. And I was like, wow, like, what is happening? Like, And the reason why it was significant, the reason why I believed him immediately is because no one calls her Lorraine. No one calls her Lorraine. Everybody calls her Nan, or they call her Della. When Ty was a teenager, he was very quiet, very to himself. He'd always check on me every single day. How are you doing today? And what's going on? Now, kind of hindsight, looking back on it, it makes sense why he was so quiet. He was probably getting so much information just washed over him all the time. He's just a special individual in my life that has changed me for the better.
So today, as I go into this process, anybody can come through. In readings, oftentimes people who are both living and past will get acknowledged. So I kind of have to navigate and figure out who's departed, who's still here, and what really the message is. So the other way that I work also is sometimes with objects. Now, some people bring objects, others don't. Today, do you have any today?
No. I mean, I didn't know, so I didn't bring anything. You didn't bring anything. I brought one when I grabbed the drinks for everyone when I saw you were here.
If you don't mind, do you have it on hand right now?
It's on my
Cool.
finger.
Can you put it right
Literally
there?
on hand, yeah.
I love it. Yeah. We got jokes. So I'll hold on to this, and just to start, it'll kind of start. I'll see what I get as far as this goes, and then I'll probably segue to you guys.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens. All right. So I'm just going to start connecting. And I'll start bringing through people one by one. All right. When we talk to you, I feel like I want to talk to you about your mom's side of family and the way this comes across. And it's really interesting the way this is coming in. Because they're having me talk about a long line of educators or multiple generation of educators in some capacity. But I am seeing 3 specifically. So do you know of at least 3 generations of teachers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, So I feel like I have to bring up this lady. I am connecting more to your mom's side than your dad's side of the family. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm going and the way this comes through. When she's coming in, she's very, very insistent. She's having me talk about your mom. It does give me very much a living feeling.
Yeah.
Just got to keep in mind.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm having to highlight her mother so that the people we're hoping to hear from.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Unreal. Yes.
Love it.
She showed me a very funny thing as far as a reference. This is funny. I feel like she feels like she lived a completely full life. She's not giving me a lot of trauma. I'm not really getting anything premature with her. There's this joke about trying to hang in there until I'm 100 or something along those lines.
She just
I'm gonna
missed
make
it.
it to 100, and I don't feel like she didn't get to. But I feel like she came close.
Yeah.
And in the way this comes across, she is bringing up this emphasis on a number of things. She's showing me the Eiffel Tower, funny enough.
She's from Paris. Yeah.
I feel like there's a picture though of her like either in front of the Eiffel Tower or in the Eiffel Tower. And there's a strong emphasis as far as this goes, because I'm seeing the triangular shape that seems to come in. Yeah, all right.
Wow. From Paris. Cool. She's from Paris.
That's funny. Very cool. Okay. She does bring up a number of things related to her girls. So would she have more than one daughter?
2 girls, yeah.
2 girls. There's a connection to 2 places. I just, when we talk about her daughters, I kind of suspect she's showing me one here and one there.
East Coast, West Coast,
Yeah, so I feel like I'm geographically separate, but they're also bringing up Florida.
Florida's where my aunt lives, yeah. Her other daughter.
Okay, gotcha. So I feel like I have to highlight aunt. Florida, weird. And then as this comes across, she's very much acknowledging this feeling of timing her passing. It feels like she was kind of holding off to pass, and then she passed when she was ready to go. So if people in the family have said, like, I wonder if she was holding on and, like, timed it, she timed it. She absolutely timed it.
She shoved whatever it was away and waited for my kids to say goodbye, and then she passed. Yes, she timed it all.
So it's a very big emphasis on that
Yeah.
and the way it comes through, and she wants that to be known. It's like, I knew that this was going to happen, and I feel like I had control in the very end, too.
She did.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Wow. I mean, you nailed it.
Oh.
Good, good.
Wow.
Amazing. I'm going to hand this back to you.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to connect. Yeah, you got to get yourself.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm going to switch gears. And we'll go from there. So this is kind of interesting. Okay.
Ooh, have some wind.
I know. I'm like Beyonce with this wind in my hair. Like, woo. Okay, so.
Yes.
How do we talk about this younger passing that's coming through? This one's a little bit more traumatic. It is for you in the way this is coming across. But this is somebody who definitely passed prematurely, even earlier than middle age. So we're talking early. Now, this person's coming through with a lot of angst. Anytime they do that, it usually means they're a little hesitant to talk about how they passed, just simply because of the traumatic nature of how it happened. There's an emphasis on, like, discovery, seeing somebody's body after they pass, kind of like a big focus on that, and not wanting that to be traumatic for the people involved.
Yeah.
But it's a whole thing, and it's very much about, like, when we come upon somebody, seeing somebody after they've died. This was definitely premature.
Yeah.
This is kind of a really tough thing to have to tune into, because I feel like
I'm sure.
there were some situations where they did not get the chance to say goodbye in the way that they would have wanted to. Anytime that comes through, it just usually indicates, like, there was a chance to have a last interaction, and then we didn't have it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm sure that's my buddy Travis. Yeah. One of our best friends was trying to get a hold of him all night that night and couldn't.
Yeah.
And he didn't wake up. But I think he had some heart issues, and our friend found him in bed.
Yeah.
And he was, he couldn't be woken up. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I don't even have words. I really don't even have words.
It puts kind of almost a feeling of like an apology around how this happened, basically. It's big, and he just emphasizes this feeling of, and I want to make this very clear, totally peaceful.
Okay,
It comes through with extreme mental clarity.
Okay.
Extreme mental clarity.
Oh, I love that.
I will say, I think maybe before he passed, he might not have been in a state of mind where I don't feel very clear. Is the way that I want to respectfully kind of put that.
Yes.
So he acknowledges this clarity now when he comes through. It's like, I'm all good.
That's awesome.
Yes. And it's kind of an extra tragic thing, because in many ways it just kind of feels like he passed away when things were kind of...
Yeah, they were on the way up.
So he had done a lot of work to get there.
Yes,
too.
he had.
So.
Yes. And he helped a lot of people on his journey, and so I think that's why we all just were so, I I mean, floored, you know. He brought the best out of everybody. So.
People like that are so special. That's really amazing.
Wow.
You just got your butt kicked.
That's okay.
No, it feels so good though. I feel like I can now pass that on to his, you know, his family. He has 3 daughters. They loved him. I mean, so much. Everybody loved him. Travis helped me really like shed skin and grow into the person I'm really meant to be. And so Travis really, he was like a big brother to me when I really needed one.
Yeah. All right. And the way this comes across, as I was scribbling here, focusing over here, I felt like I needed to talk to you. I felt like I needed to talk about your mom. Okay. And it's a bit of a complicated thing. I want you to know which comes across fine. But there is a lot that I feel she has learned since she has passed about what she could have done differently. In life, I believe that we do what we can with what we're working with. But I also feel like there were times where she might not have been able to see or admit to when she was wrong and when she could have done things differently. And I think this is, in the way this comes across, a feeling of I get it now, and I'm sorry. You basically kind of had to accept the apology you never received from her in a big way. And she wants to give you that apology today because she could not see it in life.
Oh, wow.
Not fully, but she sees it now from where she's at. And at times when it feels like you needed a mother more than anything, she kind of feels like she was limited in her ability to be able to do that, to give that fully. And she just comes through with this feeling of, I see it now, I get it now, and I'm sorry. And when she comes through, she has a lot of love for you. I just feel like more than anything, she wishes she would have not gotten lost in the details of things. And she is so proud of how you have handled your own children and not making the same mistakes that she made. And through that, she feels like you are like the best daughter she could have ever possibly had. But she's realized a lot since her passing. And I think that that's kind of the beautiful thing when people come through is they see this transformation of what they could have done differently. And she really is sorry. Of course. Oh my goodness.
Now you just got your butt kicked.
Kicking butts, taking names.
It feels really good though.
Good.
It's pretty
You know,
good.
these things are a release, and that's really the goal. That's what it's all about.
Closure.
We had a very strained relationship. She was very abusive to only me. And I never understood why. Even when she passed, I cried because it's like, I don't think I'll ever get the apology. And so it's kind of shocking.